Okay, hello there viewers, Silent Service here, back with more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts as the Portuguese, and I went on a bit with with the campaign, and the Germans had decided to not go ahead with the original peace treaty run that was started by their old government, so I'm going to start a peace treaty run again. In the meantime, I'm going to keep my ships, most of my ships out at sea, I should say. I have sent Sao Paulo to Vladivostok with the rest of the Pacific Fleet, and Adamastor is still in Tripoli. Adamastor I'm going to send out back to Porto. Right, let's go into January of 1922 and see if we can finally get ourselves a peace deal. Right. There we go. War continues still. Turtleback armor scheme, that's good. The Amazon is going to be 7 more months. Into February we go, and the Germans are conducting a port strike. I know it's the Germans, as none of my currently afloat fleet can actually do port strikes. And so it's the Germans doing it. Righto. It looks like France as well is trying to give Italy a notice of stop existence. There we go. Finally, peace. No. Fritschov. Like I said, I'm taking Fritschov. I said I was going to take Fritschov, and I've taken Fritschov. I'm going to take their entire battle fleet and money. And then I'm going to see what I can do with their ships. So Fritshov's a keeper. Mackinson, probable scrap. The Mackinson and Elasties class are scraps. These and Mackinson are gone. Okay, so Furious is out. Fritshov is going to be in repairs for 6 months. So what I'm getting timeline-wise here is, we ran away from Fritshov in the last episode. Then Fritshov ended up getting into another battle. This time with, I'm going to presume, the Greeks. And then what ended up happening through that was Fritshov got badly damaged to the point now where we're having to repair her when we took her in for ourselves. You know, I kind of feel bad for the Greeks though, because they actually have to deal with their own port being invaded alone now. I swear I never meant to let it die. Just don't care about you anymore. It's not fair when you say that I didn't try. Just don't care about you anymore. USA and Italy are at war now. And there you go, that's where most of our money was being dumped in, having the fleet active. I can do full on both. Right, so Impero comes out of repairs, which is good. So, yeah, we're at peace with the Germans now, which means we're currently not at war with anyone. Although that also means we kind of are screwing our allies over. So we've just gone like with Greece. Oh hey buddy, yeah, we've crushed the Germans and we're going to take a deal with them to get us out the war. Good news to you though, buddy. They have no battleships. Or at least they had no battleships that could be taken. That we hadn't taken. So yay, victory is ours. There we go. Even better battle cruisers. You know what? I'm not actually going to build those extra destroyers. I'm going to use that tonnage to the Amazon, because we need to get the Amazon out. Well, we're also need to consider upgrades. This has sort of unintentionally become more of a no scrap campaign, and I kind of like it. Ships weren't supposed to last this long, but they have done by pure grit and determination on my part. Grit, determination, swearing, and them being built well enough to survive my horrid mismanagement of some of the ships in combat. Okay, none of those guns need upgrading. Or at least can be upgraded just yet. Is there any other changes? Maybe push speed up to 20 knots. Up 21 knots. Which is good, because now we finally have one of our slower ships brought up to around the current fleet speed. And then we've got not a battle cruiser. Not a battle cruiser, but not a slow lumbering armoured cruiser. Our fast armoured cruiser. / proto battle cruiser, I guess. I don't know what we should call her, because technically she's an armoured cruiser, but then she's too fast to be a proper armoured cruiser. What is like a more accurate term? Slow battle cruiser? Like, I don't know by this point. Because this thing is... Well, I've made her even faster now, 26 knots. Which 26 knots is more proper heavy cruiser speed than anything else. There we go. And then just 2 twin mounts there. Place all the single mounts. So this thing's become even faster. Was that intended? Somewhat unintended, but yeah. This thing's faster. It's got newer guns now put on. Yeah. Now, I've just seen that the Alvarez design hasn't been fully deleted yet. Hey, Avocado! It might be. I want to keep this thing just roughly with twin guns, and triples. Triples has such a weight increase that it might have pushed it overweight again. I'm not entirely sure though. I could have tried triples. But yeah, Alvarez, your design needs to go because you might not know, Avocado, but Alvarez is in the Great Coral Reef of the bottom of the sea. Yeah, Alvarez sank with the loss of most of her crew. Unfortunate. Anyway. But also as well for why not triples. I already did a older ship with triples. Oh. I'm still probably going to refer it the way I referred it to as... We're at war with Italy? Holy... When did this happen? Right, France. Yeah, France is going to end that in 2 turns. When did that happen? This is the 2nd time now that I've gone to war and not been told that I'm at war. What's the absolute hell game? Okay, so the battleship's out of refit, so the armoured cruiser goes in for refit. Eventually, yeah. Eventually I'll get it right. Alvarez. But, well, we kind of need to make a replacement for the Alvarez. As the Alvarez needs a worthy replacement for... Oh yeah, she needs a worthy replacement ship, because if we're going off of technicalities, the Furious is unintendedly her replacement right now. Either the Furious or the Amazon. But none of them were planned as her replacement. They were supposed to continue on being, well, her. Like, they were supposed to be additions to our numbers, and then... I was planning to have the next set of battleships be be a replacement to the Manuel 2s. Now I'm going to have to extend the Manuel 2 service life and fucking replace the Alvarez. Okay, France broke our alliance. Italy has gone bye-bye, which I knew that was going to happen, so that's why I didn't send any ships out to go and do some stuff. But, yeah. Once the Amazon is built, I'm gonna probably build 2 battle cruisers. With those 2 battle cruisers intended to replace Manuel 2 and Manuel 2 sister ship. Or, no. But again though, I also kind of want to I want to build an Alvaro's replacement as well, so it might be 3 battle cruisers if I can fit that in, but don't think I could fit that in. Right. There we go. Interesting indeed. Electric torpedoes. Italian Empire is gone. So Fritchov comes out of repair, which now means that Fritchov is going to go in for refit. Oh yeah, avocado. We took a German prize. We took a German prize from when we defeated Germany, which was just in the bit of the episode you weren't here for. It's called the Fritchov, and she has a history of evading us and not dying. Fritchov's a battleship. And she's the only one the German prizes that I had deemed savable. All the other German prizes we took, which was the battlecruiser Mackinson and 3 other battleships, have all been sufficiently disposed of, turned into razors. Their steel is being reused elsewhere. They're scrapped. But yeah, Fritchov is a battleship that we have taken that has eluded us. Eluded death from us a couple times. Not for lack of trying, mind you. She's been badly crippled twice in the war before then. Well, the war finished, and so she was no longer in German hands and in my hands, she got crippled twice. Once by me, once by the Greeks. And now... And now she is a war prize that is going to have to be refit, because I know this class. I know what it's like. I know what it's like under fire, this class, because, hell, I'm the one who fires upon it. Well, fired upon it, mostly. So, yeah. It's time now to give Fritjof a new lease on life. So, firstly, all those barbettes are going. Secondly, that is going. Thirdly, these towers are going. So yeah, large modernization tower. They're all pretty much the same, just different looks, that's all. So I'm gonna go there, and... modernization small tower. Now, Fritjof currently has 13.7-inch guns on board. Those, respectively, I'm going to change out, because I don't like the 13... I don't want 13.7s. This is essentially a complete rebuild to Fritjof. And Fritjof... it's going to be 14-inch. Equipped instead, and... hold on a second, what's going on with my headphones? What's actually... yes. It's one hell of a battleship, except it's not really that much armoured. So that's you kind of see now why I'm refitting this thing, because its armour was horrid. I'm gonna do somewhat German-like, with the two middle ones there being And then like mixing twin and single on the upper mountain areas, and then this sort of area is going to have 3.1s, couple of twin 3.1s, twin set down there as well. We could. They're a bit overkill at 17 knots, yes. But I had to bring it up to fleet speed, which is roughly... Oh, I could do it at 25 knots. Wow, that's good. Then again, I gotta account for more of the armor stuff though now as well, because again, the Germans did mostly good. They just didn't consider the armor at all. Where's the torpedoes on this thing? Because there you go. Torpedoes are a no-no on this ship. The new conning tower is of 8-inch standard. 3, 5, 1, and then nothing. 16, 14, I guess. 4, 2, 2, 2 across the board there. Yeah, they're still overkill, but they help for the silhouette, okay? Like, look, the silhouette of the ship is good now. You see? Static crew cores. I can actually bring range back. Yeah, I can bring the range slider back and still have, hell, more range than some of my frontline ships, so... Frutchov is going to be a great battleship when she comes out in 9 months. So Frutchov just completed half a year's worth of repairs. Now she's going to complete half a year's worth of rebuilds. Well, no, more than half a year's worth of rebuilds. Going to spend roughly 3/4 of a year rebuilding there, so... it's still quicker than a new battleship. About 1.5 years. So yeah. Frutchov goes in. We've got a couple new hulls to play with, and I will be playing with one of them in 2 turns because... or this turn, as Amazon's out. The Amazon is out, and Commodore Bezos has been sufficiently put in command of the ship. Okay. That joke out the way. So we got the newer variant of this hull. It's pretty much the same as the other Dreadnought, but we have a whole host of tower options. Which includes these American pagodas. The American pagodas, the De Ruyter-esque tower, and then the Hood towers. Although that thing I'm not going to be using, because we have even more important Battlecruiser 5! What happened to the Florida? Did Florida... Okay, I think we lost the Cruiser Florida somewhere. Right, I need to get the name of the last... This is gonna be the replacement, for God's sakes. I copy and pasted that, but then, you are the replacement, Pedro Alvarez. Whatever. Now, we have the British battlecruiser towers, or we had the American pagoda style tower. I swear I never meant to let it die. I just don't care about you anymore. It's not fair when you say that I didn't try. Do we do it tower like that? Yeah, I'm gonna tower like that, and twin funnels again. Yeah, I came to that conclusion naturally myself. Alright, so what's the optimum hull speed? 32.5 knots. So, conveniently, we're going 33. And if anyone has a problem with 33 knots, please make it stated so that you can be shot and killed. Because 33 knots is the best speed that we can pick right now. So we have Mark II 17-inch guns. Do you want to go 17 or do you want to stick with 16? I don't know why I'm asking you when this is my own design, but you know what? Hate me for this all you want. I'm doing a KG5 style. Like, I've always wanted to do a KG5 style ship, but I never really had the opportunity. Until now. Really. And so I'm doing a KG5-esque ship. Or at least with the layout, it's KG5-esque. Like the... Right. So for secondary guns... we're gonna go with 6-inch. Why? Because I want to. There we go. Yeah. So this is American Tower, British guns, British gun layout, German rear tower, I think it's the German one anyway, British funnels, British hull. This is a weird mix. Then Krupp, Barbette, Andy Torp. Actually, I'm going to do a unique for me thing. This ship is going to have a triple bottom. A triple bottom protection system on board to make sure that any and all protection needs are met. Because I've had many a fatal instance. Not just in this campaign, but in general. And I want my ships and my crews to be safe. Safe and live happy, prosperous lives outside of the Navy once they retire. No, they're not going to ever have that. Right, so 24-inch twin deck mount. (24-inch twin deck mount) and the 4 underwaters. Someone called and said they wanted torpedoes, so I gave them torpedoes. Right. Coincidence 4, RDF, and now the pain, suffering and misery part. The armor. Goodbye 2-inch guns. You were useless and we never really needed you, but we had you for some reason. Just splinter-proof the decks. The 8-inch cargo tower, 3-inch superstructure, 2-1-1-0. 2-1-1-0 layout. Works wonders. Okay, maybe get rid of the underwaters. Okay, underwater's gotten rid of. Come on. 5-inch guns? Yeah, 5-inch guns. 5-inch guns was the superior option. Whoever thought of using 6-inch guns for a secondary gun on a capital ship like this should be executed. No! I clicked there! But yeah, 5-inch guns, because 6-inch guns was never a good idea. Was never a good idea, and don't look towards the victory. Whatever you do, don't look towards the victory for 6-inch secondary guns. Yeah, she doesn't have them, okay? None of my ships have more forward-firing destroyer Dakar. Destroyer Def Dakar. Here, more rear-firing, say, Brave Sir Robin guns. Oh, come on. What? You worked historically! Do you want me to go down to 15-inch guns game? Is that it? But no, the 15-inch guns don't have the same look. They don't have the thing that's going to make... But yeah, that's too... The quads are too heavy. That's sad. I'm gonna have to compromise. And this compromise is gonna annoy you, Avocado, because I'm beating you to an Iowa. Yeah, you could kill me later. Okay, I've worked out the torpedoes did hardly anything. Damn me! Damn the game! Oh, okay, this ain't gonna work. Okay. A slightly saner head is prevailing. Where is the... There is the... Somewhat less 5-inch. I'm going to keep that set there. But then the two rear ones are just going to be centre-lined. Righto! Okay, the triple bottom ain't working. Out then. Oh, come on! $32 knots then. Right. Come on, can I now do it? Can I now do the layout I wanted? I've sacrificed a knot of speed, game, like you seem to have wanted me to do. There we go! Now you're not disappointed, Avocado. I can't do 33. It's just too heavy. So we got 10 guns. 10 guns to the 9 guns that the previous layout gave. Could I actually, in theory, I could increase it to 12 guns in that way, but or do I make it even weird? I'm gonna make it even weirder. This is gonna be an 11 gun layout. 11 gun layout. Quad over. No. KG5 it gives a little more room for upgrades. The new Alvarez is out now. Now we need to wait for Fritjof. Now we need to lay down the Alvarez and then wait for Fritjof to finish. Hold on. Or could I do 2 Alvarez? No, I can't do 2 of them. So yeah, Alvarez, the new, is on the way. What are we, October 20? I'm going to wait till January of 23 and then I'm going to do a new dockyard. Also, I think it may be high time to soon send the torpedo boats to death. But that was more annoying than I thought it would be. Why does Monroe hate the fast capital ship? Because if this was Base Gate Dreadnoughts, we could have done it. We could have done the new Alvarez as we did it. could have. Mark 1 20-inch guns. So yeah, Furious is out. Amazon is going to be out in 2 turns. Well, commissioned in 2 turns. With good old Commodore Bezos in command. Note the sarcasm. Yeah. Maybe. So we got another new battlecruiser hull now. Alvarez, you've already been outshined. And I think even before she gets into service, her name is shortened. Her name is shortened to just Alvarez. Which I think is okay. One set to defend. Oh yeah, I don't need you as high anymore because the war finished. Very quickly finished. Mark 3 9-inch guns, that's good. Mark 4 4-inch. What are you? Your modern cruisers, aren't you? Yes. I just realised we still need new we still need heavy cruisers. Ah! Like that's an issue, Avocado. We haven't got any heavy cruisers. Like, well, we technically have one, but it's not a heavy cruiser. It's more a ship that we made work as a heavy cruiser. Okay. Twin turrets and destroyers. Right, I'm gonna hit next turn and I need the toilet. I'll be back momentarily. Right. I wouldn't want to go in the downstairs toilet right now. No. Advanced bursting charge. Okay. So you got refit, so it's the macaws that are, in theory, next to refit. Got 4 more months left on Tritchov, and then once Tritchov's done, we have a few more things to get on with. What I'll do is I'll blitz on till Fritjof's out. Once Fritjof's out, we will be doing a new heavy cruiser. Because we need a heavy cruiser. We need a heavy cruiser, and our only classes of heavy cruiser ended up being incomplete. If you get what I mean, like they ended up being technically the first German casualties to the war. What I mean by that is we cancelled them. We cancelled their construction as they were pretty close to the start of their construction period, and so we just decided to not continue them. Oh, come on. There's a flying here. It's really annoying. You still here, Avocado? Yeah, you're still here. Um, I'm not good with it aim with a flamethrower, and I'd probably set my entire room on fire, which then in turn will set the entire house on fire, which in turn will burn the house down, and probably our connected wall neighbours down, and then I'll get into a whole lot of trouble. Yes. Oh, and also I wouldn't be able to do these streams for a while because my PC would be burned up in the fire. Right. Good news, Fritjof is going to be done this turn, which means the new heavy cruisers come along. Hey, Avocado, do you want to design the new heavy cruisers? Or do you want the heavy cruiser hulls that we currently have now, or do you want to wait till modern cruisers? We do have, like, the proto-modern cruiser hulls. But so I guess waiting the 4 extra turns if you want more variety. So experimental cruiser, modern heavy one, and stuff, but I'll show you what ones we have now. The moderns at quickest would be 4 months, 4 turns. The other hull. So the 2 hulls we have are experimental heavy, which is the Japanese one, or you got this heavy cruiser with like the large refit tower here. If it helps as well, waiting for modern cruisers, you're probably also going to get Mark III. Okay. You're probably going to get Mark III 9-inch guns as well, so there's a bonus for waiting. Do you remember chalk outs melting on a playground wall? Do you remember dark escapes from moonwashed college halls? Do you remember the cherry blossom in the market square? Do you remember I thought it was confetti in our hairs? By the way, didn't I break your heart? Please excuse me, I never meant to break your heart. So sorry. I never meant to break your heart, but you broke mine. That's the first verse to a song that is a nightmare to learn on guitar, slightly less of a nightmare to learn on bass. That's about it, really. Oh no. The Soviets are making a mistake. They've laid down the Kursk. Hey Soviets, you know what happens to the Kursk, right? You sure you want to lay down 141? They're sure about it. Yeah. Yeah, they just... Okay. As long as they're happy knowing that Kursk is going to end up exploding and then being in one of the massive controversies of your nation's navy because you refuse Western help to try and rescue the crew, and so the crew who do survive actually all end up dying. I don't think that would ever happen, or ever did happen. Yeah, it did happen. And fairly recently, comparative to other stuff in this game, too. But what do you come to expect from the most incompetent navy in the world? So much so that they've been beaten by a nation who doesn't have a navy in a naval battle. Yes, they lost the naval battle to Czechoslovakia. Look that up. And then... yeah. Oh, also, losing the naval... in the naval sector of a fight that... of a war that even from the start, their navy was, on paper, more powerful and more capable than the foes they were up against. And their foes don't even have proper ships. Their foes have drones. That can conveniently float. That are made just purely to go up against their ships and explode. Yeah. Need I mention more about this whole thing? Right. What are you worried about? The fact that Russia lost a naval battle against a country with no navy, or the fact that... No. I don't know, good kid. The funny thing as well I find with the Russian Navy as well, they're losing to a navy that they effectively destroyed most of, or in the case of the Ukrainian flagship, the Ukrainians scuttled it themselves to avoid it getting captured. Most of the Ukrainian ships within like the first few months of the war, if I remember correctly, or within like the first year. Okay, so experimental cruisers are light cruisers, so your only additional heavy cruiser, Avocado, is bulk standard bland modern heavy cruiser 1 with bulk standard bland towers. So yeah, do you want modern heavy cruiser, or experimental heavy cruiser? In other news, we have better 9-inch guns. Okay, more variety. That'd be either oversized destroyer or flat deck with Japanese towers instead. Right, and then heavy cruiser. Is that thing. Yep. Full tonnage or not? Full tonnage is 11,250. I already know you want best towers. This is you we're talking about here, Avocado. Only the best for you. Or in this case, it's probably the best that fits. Simply the best. Max displacement, beam, and draw. Okay. So then, you can fit the better tower on. Although by looks, no, that doesn't really change looks. It's just best engine tech. I already know that. Well, except for the turbo electrics. No way you having turbo electrics. You don't like them. I think only probably a single funnel's needed. 9-inch AXY. Okay. Triples, twins, what? Quads. Okay. Guessing the X on top is going to be for a secondary gun, presumably. Bad news. You actually cannot do that. Yeah. Oh god, and that barbette ain't working either. Fishing trawler barbette, you haven't failed us yet. And you still don't fail me yet. That's good. Also, even if I could put the dual barbette, you can't put a torpedo in the Z placement. I think there's good reason no one ever tried to superimpose torpedoes, but... Right, But good news, we've done the AXY. Right. Right, we're centerline Q torpedo. Outside, inside out, little vida loca. What is the max armor, you ask? Well, the max armor is 8, so 4-inch deck. Good thing my left hand is used to stretching out so far. One more. Okay. No. We're just not long enough to do it. Have you thought of a name for this machine? I think so. You haven't gone massively overweight. You're good with... You're good with speed. Your guns are set. You got 5% weight left, avocado. Oh, here goes the killing. Oh, 5. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. 31's the fastest you're getting. Long guns, I think we can. $52, $53. Nine-inch 57s. Beep! Reversing. I I-E-A-I-A-I-O. I-E-A-I-A-I-O. Go ahead. Now the 4-inch is Mark IV. That helps with any decision making. Triple fives. I found the literal only place on the ship a secondary gun will fit. The literal only place a secondary gun would fit. Yeah, of any caliber. Except maybe 2-inch. Yeah, 2-inch could fit in a couple wall places. But, nah, that ain't my ship to do this for, so... I-E-A-I-O. Okay, get the name. Get the name. Get the name. Get the name before I'm going all bunch of madness of I-E-A-I-O, my system of a down. I'm gonna go blow my nose quickly whilst that's going on. Yeah, oh, okay. You got it quicker than I can do that. Rosa alright. I'll go do the blow my nose thing one. So, let's see how many of these we can fit into our dockyards. Can we fit 3? We could fit a 4th. So we are going to fit a 4th. 4 of your cruisers. I'm going to go and blow my nose and put the kettle on. I'll be back momentarily. Sister! I am putting kettle on. Okay. Loading screen still going on. Kettle's still boiling. Yes, 4 ships. Avocado. My God, that's the most. That's the most number of ships I've committed to a class that you have built. Or designed, sorry. I think it is, anyway. And one heavy cruiser 2 at some point on the line soon. Modern battleships are on the way soon. Got the better interest indeed. Welcome to 1924, everyone, where Germany is a little more of a threat, I guess. Thritchov is out, which is good. We've now got another frontline unit. And Thritchov is a little unit. She's a big battleship that's gonna do as good. Mark II 18-inch guns. It's like the gods want me to upgrade the Furious already. Oh yeah, Furious hasn't seen a fight yet. Yeah, I could get the other names and... Oh yeah! Oh yeah, destroyers. Oh yeah, I forgot I let you design a couple destroyers in the past. Yeah. What the? Ah, I need to watch that. Fuck! One of my favorite content creators has just announced, out of nowhere, he's taking an indefinite break from YouTube. Damn it! Damn it, Nick Nocturnal! What happened to you doing fundamental things? Anyway, right, so... Guess we're still waiting on Alvarez being out. Ew. Things don't look good for the Germans. Looks like another war is on the way. And... Ah! Well, I'm in a little bit of shock right now. One of my favourite content creators has announced that essentially he's going on indefinite hiatus for a while. Yeah. Right, but core, you're going to need to be sorted out in a bit as well, because you guys need refits. Right. Next turn. I think we're just going to hit next turn till either we go bankrupt or the battle cruises out. Seriously though, Nick Notel's leaving?
Hey guys, we're about to go live on Twitter.
Right. Huh? Learn how to operate an excavator? What the hell, Amica? Okay, we're gonna make an alliance with Japan. As long as this then does a whole bunch of yaoi stuff. Right, another turn on. How much longer is it gonna be until we actually get That's my thinking. How much longer is it going to be till we get the Alvarez out? Because Alvarez needs to come out. Needs to come out the closet. I don't know how a battlecruiser could come out the closet, but Alvarez needs to come out the closet. Okay. Netherlands, nope. Okay. We just get one nice Dreadnoughts and we skip to Modern Battleship 2 in 10 turns time. Right, so 4 of those. Oh, Alvarez. 3 more turns and then the ship's out. Holy! What did we get to war with France? No! The game's saying I'm at war again and never told me I'm at war! Well, that's the end of the episode, because I really can't go and do anything right now until, because we're running out of time anyway. Hope you enjoyed, hope to see you again. Silent service going silent.